It's Monday, so that means one thing. Fabrizio Romano joins us today as we discuss Xabi Alonso as he heads to be the manager of Borussia Monchengladbach. We discuss Thiago Silva's contract, Man City looking at some Portuguese talent, and we also discuss Neymar's contract and the latest with the Brazilian star and PSG. We also discuss Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool. Erling Haaland, always the topic of conversation. Let's see what Pep Guardiola has to say. This and much more on Qué Golazo. Fabrizio Romano begins right now. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Qué Golazo on this Monday. And Monday means only one thing. Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio, ¿cómo estás, hermano?
Todo muy bien. Grazie. Thank you, my friend. Everything okay? So happy to be with you here on Qué Golazo. And not easy with the international break because we want European football, but we're needing and transfer news are coming. So everything is fine.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter. International break or not, the work keeps going. You are always busy, always helping us out, Fabrizio. So let's begin straight away because some news straight from the beginning of the week. Xabi Alonso, the former Spain, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, of course, international. Big news and Mönchengladbach. Talk to us.
Big chance for Xabi Alonso because he will be the new manager, the new coach of Borussia Monchengladbach, and we know about Marco Rose, who will be the new manager of Borussia Dortmund. So big changes are coming in the Bundesliga, and they've decided to go for Xabi Alonso also because they had many options. One of them was Ten Hag from Ajax. They had some managers on the list, but the favorite has always been Xabi Alonso. They wanted him for the style, playing with young players, with beautiful style football. So try to bring something new also in the Bundesliga with the Guardiola style of football. So let's see how it develops. They always trust young players. They will have, for example, Koné from Toulouse as new midfielder, young talent. So the idea is so clear. The mentality of Borussia Mönchengladbach is so clear, and with Xabi Alonso will be so interesting. I was speaking with people in football, like agents, directors. They were expecting something different from Xabi Alonso, like going in another La Liga club or in another country, not in the Bundesliga, because they have a different style of football. But this is, in my opinion, a fantastic chance for him. So let's see how it's going, but good luck to Xabi Alonso, who will be the new manager of Borussia Mönchengladbach.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's not. Here's the thing: it's not completely out of left field in the sense that if you follow the game, as obviously our listeners, you and I do, we know that Xabi Alonso has been building his resume as a manager. He's well known as a very smart player when he played under Guardiola's Bayern Munich, of course. In your reports, of course, I'm reading obviously the comments from Bayern Munich. And how much everybody thinks so highly of him. Speaks 4 languages, already doing so much from Real Sociedad's B team, etc. We knew that this was coming. I was just surprised that it went to Mönchengladbach. But like you said, it's a great opportunity. What are you thinking in terms of the official announcement? Are we waiting a little bit, or is that soon?
I think we will wait a bit also because, when it's between the same country club, the same league club, obviously they can do it as they did with Marco Rose and Borussia Dortmund. But when we are talking about another country like Real Sociedad right now, it's a different situation. So I think it's totally different. And that's why we need to wait a bit. But it's 100% done. So it's just a matter of time. And then Xabi Alonso will be the manager. I think we'll have to wait some weeks and then it will be announced.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I'll be very intrigued to see next season Xabi Alonso. And it also makes me feel really old, Fabrizio Romano.
Same for me.
Anyway, let's move on here, everybody. Plenty of news. Let's talk about Man City for a second. And they're looking at a specific player here, Nuno Mendes. What's the latest on that?
Yes, they like this player, and in my opinion, we will hear about this player with many other clubs in the coming weeks and in the coming months because we are talking about one of the best young left backs in the world. He's playing for Sporting in Portugal. He's an amazing left back. He's so quick. He has quality. He's really a great player, typical European player. So offensive football with quality, typical Portuguese player. So I am convinced that he will be in the radar of many clubs, but for sure Manchester City are looking at him. It's not easy because in his last contract extension with Sporting, he had a new release clause for 70 million euro. That's why Sporting are asking for 70 million euro, and this is impossible. Manchester City are going to pay this fee for a left back in this moment, so they will have to negotiate, and let's see how it develops in the coming weeks. At the moment, they had some contact. They like the player. They are scouting the player, so keep an eye on Nuno Mendes. We are talking about the guy who is 19, but he's so talented. So many Premier League clubs are interested, but Manchester City will go for a left back, and he's one of the names.
Interesting. And usually when Man City wants somebody, they get them. So we'll see what happens. Interesting here as well. Obviously, Fabrizio, Erling Haaland is obviously going to continue to be one of the major topics when it comes to the transfers this summer and so on. Pep Guardiola was asked about this. Obviously, Pep Guardiola was very Pep Guardiola, no comment. Anything to talk about this? Anything to elaborate from that?
Yes, he said that he likes the player. Obviously, who doesn't? It's normal, but he can play. He can talk about it also because they will go in the Champions League against Borussia Dortmund, so it's normal. But for sure, he knows that Manchester City are interested in Holland, and we are not just talking about Guardiola, but we're talking about the board. They are convinced that he will be perfect, and the same for Manchester United, and the same for Real Madrid, and the same for Barcelona.
Yeah, so join the queue, right?
yes, will be an amazing summer. Also, Chelsea, a lot of clubs are interested in Holland. What I want to say is that at the moment there is no one leading the race. There is not one specific club leading the race or having an agreement with the player or with Mino Raiola or with Borussia Dortmund. It's so long. So we need to wait a bit, to wait some weeks, I would say some months, because he wants to fight with Borussia Dortmund in the Premier League, in the Bundesliga, in the Champions League. He wants to fight and to see how it develops, and then he will decide in May. So we need to wait a bit. For sure, they are interested. And when I say they, I say many clubs and also Manchester City, but nothing has been decided. And for sure, Borussia Dortmund will fight this summer about the price because, as we always say, the release clause is valid from 2022 and not this summer.
Right, exactly right. All right, let's put some Liverpool fans at ease here. Obviously, it's not their greatest season after winning the Premier League last time around, but they're picking themselves up a little bit, looking to see if they can climb up the table. Obviously, a very tasty Champions League quarterfinal game against Real Madrid beckons. What's the latest with Jurgen Klopp and the Liverpool board? Are they still planning with him? I mean, I don't want to cause any drama here, but I presume that they're still thinking in the same direction.
Yes, there are a lot of rumors about Klopp, obviously, because when in the league, in the Champions League, everything is going fine and well. But when in the league, you have this kind of situation, it's normal to have these rumors about the manager. But what I want to say is that at the moment, Liverpool are so happy with Jurgen Klopp. They are backing Jurgen Klopp. They are planning also for the summer with Jurgen Klopp, with players and transfer market strategy. So they are with the manager. They are planning with him. And there is nothing also with the German national team. We had a lot of rumors about him and Hansi Flick. We know that German national team has Hansi Flick as priority. But at the moment with Jurgen Klopp, there is nothing. He said no many times also in public because he wants to continue with Liverpool. He wants to plan with Liverpool. He's not happy with the situation in the Premier League, obviously, I would say, but they are planning for the future. So at the moment, Liverpool project is with Jurgen Klopp on the bench.
Yeah, and he's also a club manager. He likes the daily routine of being a club manager, I feel like. International, that's for older people, I feel. Klopp still has a lot to go with the club perspective. Hey, listen, maybe LeBron James and Jurgen Klopp can meet one time, Fabrizio. What do you think about that? That would be cool.
That would be great. It would be absolutely great. I love Jurgen Klopp, to be honest. He's one of my favorite managers. After Mourinho and Antonio Conte, I would say Jurgen Klopp. Absolutely.
All right. Let's talk. Let's stay here in the Premier League. Chelsea. Thiago Silva, of course, they were looking to extend that contract. What's that latest there?
Work in progress. They are talking with the agent. They are talking with Thiago. They want to extend the contract of Thiago. They are so happy. And when I say they, I say the board, but also Thomas Tuchel. Okay, Thiago in this moment is not playing, but he's been great always in training. He's great in the dressing room. He's great with the manager. So everything is fine with Thiago. He wants to continue, but they have to decide about the contract. When a player has the age of Thiago Silva, they have to decide together. It's the big contract, the last big contract in Europe for Thiago Silva. So they have to decide together, also with the family of Thiago Silva. But there are positive feelings. So I think that Thiago Silva will stay next season with Chelsea. And let's see what happens also with Fikayo Tomori, who is having a great period at AC Milan here in Italy. AC Milan are in love with Fikayo Tomori. So let's see what happens also, because in this case, we have a buy option for 28 million euro, and AC Milan will decide in May. So centre-backs will be something important for Chelsea in the summer, 100%.
Yeah, and you would think that AC Milan will activate that buy option. He's been fantastic for AC Milan. All right, let's go to Germany again, because RB Leipzig, they're pushing Bayern Munich to the limits of winning this Bundesliga. And guess what? After the international break, they face each other. So that's going to be a great game. But they're also doing business, RB Leipzig. What's the latest there?
Yes, Leipzig are always planning for the future. I would say that I love the style they have, the work they do, because they're always focused on talents. They are always rebuilding. When they sell a player, they are almost ready with the replacement, always. And they're doing the same with the centre-back, because Upamecano, as we know, is going to join Bayern Munich next season. But the new centre-back will be Mohamed Simakan. Is a done deal, centre-back from Strasbourg in France. He was one step away from joining AC Milan last summer. On the last day, on the deadline day, they had an agreement that the deal collapsed for some details. But Simakan was the big target for AC Milan. And now Leipzig are signing him for 17 million euro. They have the agreement with the player too. They had also the medicals with the player some days ago. So we are in March and they already signed Guardiola, new centre-back, but also Simakan, new centre-back, and Brobbey, new striker. They always plan for the future. They have clear ideas, and that's how they do football. So congrats to them, and big deal also in defense because Simakan is an interesting player.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Hey, everybody. We don't usually end an episode with Fabrizio with Neymar, but let's do that. Let's end it with Neymar. Obviously, PSG, huge win against Lyon. They are now top of league on goal differential. Neymar, of course, is a major part of this setup. What is the latest here in terms of his contract and extending it with Paris Saint-Germain?
Yes, the situation is something we are saying by weeks. Also, with Jonathan Johnston here on CBS Sports and Qué Golazo, because we are always focusing on Neymar. We want to see him signing the new contract. It's not signed yet, but the agreement is done. And what we can say is that he will have also a huge bonus in case they win the Champions League in the coming years. So they are planning also for the future with Neymar. The contract will be for 4 years. So the agreement is done. Let's wait for the sign on the contract, but it's just a matter of time. And then Neymar is going to stay at Paris Saint-Germain. And let's see what happens with Mbappé. But for sure, they are planning with the future. As we said with Di Maria last week, agreement reached and official. Let's see what Neymar, when will be announced, but it's done also for Neymar, and he's staying at Paris Saint-Germain.
I wonder, I would love to read some clauses and some extra bonuses in that contract, especially if you can convince your friend Lionel Messi to come to PSG as well. That would be interesting. Huh?
It would be great. That would be great. Let's see with Messi what happens. I think we will talk in the coming days.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's good. Good to know, Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano, always good to have you here on Qué Golazo. Remember to follow him on Twitter and Instagram, Fabrizio Romano. Read his content every week on CBS Sports. Fabrizio, grazie.
Thank you, my friend. Always big pleasure. See you on Qué Golazo on CBS Sports as always. And thank you. Have a nice week.
Hey, everybody. I want to thank Fabrizio Romano for joining us today. Please don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Qué Golazo Pod. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher. We are also on YouTube, youtube.com/Qué Golazo. That's where you can watch every episode, see our beautiful faces right there. We are on CBSSports.com. Have a great beginning to your week.